Danny watches a lot of television and movies. John does not. Listen in as she tells him about what she's watching, and he tries to make sense of it all. Welcome to Watching My Stories with Danny and John.
All right, hello everyone. Welcome to a special Housewives edition with the housewife of my mother.
Hello, everybody.
Yes, so this is my mom, Peggy, and as everyone knows, John is not a housewife fan, so my mom and I do tend to talk about it and sometimes get into arguments about it, which is such a waste of our energy because these idiots do not deserve our arguments.
No, it's so true, but obviously it's contagious.
It's, yeah.
They argue, we argue.
It's just,
yeah.
It dumbs us down is the problem. Yeah. And
yes.
That's one of the things I wanted to say, too, from the start, is for people who do come in and listen and think that I have decent opinions on what to watch, don't pay any attention about me with these housewives. I don't like any, well, I like some of them, very few of them, but I agree they're all stupid. Well, I don't mean to be mean that they're all stupid. The concept of the show is stupid, and it's demeaning to women. And I'm fully on board with that, and I get it, but I still watch every single
How many times have I said, I'm not watching it this season. I'm not watching it. I refuse. And I have given up. I gave up Dallas, and I gave up Atlanta, New Jersey.
You're missing out.
No, but I might start Dallas again. I do have the tapes.
Dallas is so boring. If you're going to come back to one, it has to be New Jersey.
I can't do it. No. Teresa gives me hives. I can't stand it.
It's good now, because now who knows what's going to happen. So
there's nothing good about those people. No, can't do it. I did go back and see Potomac, though, even after I saw one episode, and I said, that's it, I cannot watch those people. But I actually kind of like it.
But it's good now. Yeah,
I kind of like it, which is, how stupid is that to even say? I don't know.
Well, we'll get into that. So what I did is I came up with a list of just, like, generic questions that we can, like, quickly answer so everyone knows who we like, who we don't like, what we watch, what we don't watch. And then we'll kind of get into this week's OC, New York, and Potomac, and kind of just talk about the dumbery, the dumb factory.
I hate to say, what does it say about us?
But we're so not alone, so it makes me feel okay. And after some of the heavy shows, like just watching The Sinner just now, and it's so heavy, and I'm like, this is kind of a good conversation to have at this point, because now... I'm light and I don't care. I really don't care what happens one way or another to these people.
You really don't get involved?
I don't.
You don't yell at TV?
Well,
you don't know what they're doing? What are you saying?
Sometimes I do. Like when Sonia last night said that if someone can't afford $32,000 a month for her house, and I did yell. I said, you can't afford that. Shut up. So, yeah. It does have, but it's like, I'm not upset about it. I'm more like, you idiot, and,
It's hard to hear what that comes out of their mouths.
Exactly.
That's the biggest thing.
Yes, for sure. Okay, so let's start with, so you said some cities you watch. I watch every single one, even the past ones. I loved DC. I'm upset that it never came back.
I know.
I enjoyed Miami. I haven't missed it, but it was fine when it was on.
London is the one I wish.
Oh, well, yeah. And I've watched the international ones. So I watched Melbourne. I watched not Manchester. Was it Manchester, the England one? So, yeah, I've watched some international ones as well. So, yeah.
I think I only watched one of the Australian.
Yeah, the Melbourne one is pretty great.
Yeah, I didn't really get into that one. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
But, and the London one's not coming back?
No.
No.
That was technically Ladies of London. It wasn't technically the Real Housewives. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you watched New York, OC,
Potomac and Beverly Hills.
Potomac and Beverly Hills, but not New Jersey, Dallas right now, or Atlanta. Okay.
Right.
Okay, so which city is your favorite that you watch?
God, it's a toss-up between New York and Beverly Hills. There's two different things, but I think New York, just because I'm an Easterner, I think and I love New York. Beverly Hills is certainly out of my realm of living. I do enjoy the city whenever I've been there, but
Yeah.
it's between them and OC, it gives you a good viewpoint of what the values are there.
I started thinking about when you come out here in May, maybe we should do like a Housewives tour, and because everyone talks about how Lisa's restaurant, Villa Blanca or whatever, is always empty, and I've never even gone. And
really?
Also that supposedly Cut Fitness is always empty, and I thought maybe we could go down and try the gym and see if it's empty or not. But
wow.
We'll see. So anyway,
I heard that which one did you say was Vanderpump's?
Is it Villa Blanca? The fancy one.
There's another one. What's the other one called?
I thought Pump was the other one.
Well, I heard it was a dump. Pump is a dump.
Yeah, well, there's the doggy place too. We could find the Vanderpump dogs or whatever it is.
Yeah, that should be interesting. That would be a good report.
Yeah, I don't like her, so we'll get to that. But my favorite city is New York because it brings it. Like, I don't think there's a single New York season that I've ever been like, oh, that was really boring. Like, nothing happened. Whereas Beverly Hills, we talked about this last season.
Yeah.
All we did was watch them go to lunch. And it was just like, I don't, and that happens on New York, but those lunches are very interesting. So
they have no filters.
No, and they're just the greatest. So that's my favorite city.
I would think anybody that owns a restaurant and sees them coming. We lock the doors.
Is it good publicity? I don't know. Okay, so do you have a favorite housewife out of all the cities?
Oh, well, I think I put down that Kyle is one, because I think she started, even though she came from royalty or whatever you want to call it.
I wouldn't call it royalty, that's for sure.
I don't know. She and Mauricio started off,
Yeah, with
normal.
Nothing. Yeah.
And I love the way they've gone forth and conquered everything, and and regardless of probably family problems and that kind of thing. But she's gotten a little, obviously, how can you not when you have that much money and all the purses she has and that kind of thing. I was heartbroken for her when she had that break-in at Christmas time.
Insurance.
I know, but still, some of those things were personal things for her mother and stuff, and those things, that's a big shopping spree to have to go replace it.
I'm sure she has.
I hope she has Amazon.
Yeah, that's where she shops.
Yeah.
If you walk into her store, that's another place we could go. Her store, it's all Amazon merchandise.
Well, it's no different than Ramona's shopping online for her house.
Oh my gosh, yeah. We'll get to that too. So I have two favorite housewives, really.
Yeah, I had that written down. Where was it? Fave was that, and sort of Luann. Luann is another one.
Even from the beginning, when she was all hoity-toity and call me countess and all that. Even back then, you liked her?
I think she was nicer back then than now. I have a lot more of the least favorites.
Well, yeah.
My fave would be her, and I have to say even Lisa Vanderpump. I know you don't like her, but no. I love her style. You don't, but maybe it's because of my age opposed to yours, but I love her style. I love her closet. I would just sit in that closet and just, I just think it's, I love her house. I love her pets. I love the fact that she's been a successful woman all these years and whatever, and she's still with her husband. Her kids are great kids. So there's not much I can say about her except that, and she's just, I don't know, maybe you call it passive aggressive, but I don't think she's a nice person. we just don't go around looking for trouble. And
she does go around looking for trouble. She stirs it
doesn't
up with everyone.
She doesn't get into it, though.
But that's because she refuses to then take the blame for it. She walks around lighting fires and then says, I didn't do it.
That's what you think, but I don't think of it that way.
Yeah. So,
you know my other favorite, too, I know you don't like her either, is Carol.
Oh, I'm so glad she's leaving. One more episode of her and bye-bye.
I have to say that it was a little tough this year because but I like the fact that she stepped it up with her style. I think she, she was so blah.
I don't know that she stepped it up. I don't know I would call that
like
as an up.
I like her hair. I like the way she, changed some of that and finally got that sofa recovered. That was the most embarrassing thing she had.
But the point was before she didn't care, and now all of a sudden she cares. Like, hello.
Well, I think it's because, she was around these pretentious people, so that's probably why. But I am sorry that she's going to be gone, but I think I don't blame her for going because, putting up with Bethany constantly after her, begging for her friendship, I think is sad. And maybe she's going to get back with Adam and have a good life.
A grandchild? I thought you were going to say and have a grandchild.
She's going to write books. I think she's going to have a good life again.
I think it's been found out that she didn't write her books before there was a ghostwriter. So, So yeah, she might have people write her books for her. So anyway, my favorite housewives are Bethany. Always Bethany. Has been since day one. Even this year. She's made some mistakes, like the Dorinda thing, like not thanking Dorinda right off the bat or whatever. Or
Ramona, not supporting her.
I don't care about not supporting Ramona because I don't support Ramona, but the thing where Ramona said about her skincare and she was like, oh, it's a commercial, that bothered me only because everything is tagged skinny girl. So, but I can admit when Bethany makes a mistake. And so can she, which is part of the difference between her and most of these women is that she doesn't care. So I will always side with Bethany. And then my second one is Erica Girardi.
Oh yeah, that was one I forgot to put in there.
I love her. And it's the same thing with her. She's not going to take anyone's crap and she will say what she wants to say. And I'm good with it.
She's a little tougher than she's usually been. She was a little tougher here. She was.
I think she had to be a little bit because she was just on guard. And look, I don't like Teddy either. So I think
Teddy has done nothing wrong. What?
I just didn't. I don't. It's just weird when a new person comes in, and I think they.
Oh, Ramona.
Huh?
Isn't it Ramona? Who is it that doesn't like new people? Oh, Vicky.
Shannon's never liked anyone.
That's it. Yep. Shannon doesn't like new people.
Yeah. So those are my two favorites. So who's your least favorite?
That's so easy. Vicky.
Yep, me too.
Cannot stand her. I don't know why she doesn't go away. She is so over.
Because she wants the money, and she thinks she's great.
Well, yes, just listen to her. But I cannot stand her. She just makes me want to throw up. I cannot stand her. I'm not kidding. I just can't stand anything about her.
Yeah, she has so many issues. She really needs to go away and work on herself. But you know what? I've been saying for the last 3 seasons, I think, with OC, they need to wipe it out completely and bring in all new people because
they're all old.
I don't mind Tamra, but she's boring. I love Shannon, but I think Shannon also needs to kind of go off and live her life and do her thing. I'm not a Kelly fan, but so it just we need new blood in there. It's just been too long.
She would have been my number one at one point. Was it last year or the year before? I don't know, but she's been a little bit better, but
Yeah, Kelly's got some issues though. When she sits there and has those conversations with her daughter this season already, I'm just like, oh, don't do that,
Yeah.
Anyway, so anyone other than Vicky? Because she's the only one I wrote down because she's the only one that I really really despise. But I don't like most of these people, but that's the only one.
Dorit.
Yeah, see, I don't despise her.
Oh, she is, she's just She's just another one that doesn't own up to anything.
None of these women do.
She must be a compulsive liar because she never remembers when she said anything.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I didn't say that. All she's got to do is go back and look at the episodes and see everything that she didn't say.
Most of the time she's just talking too much. So I think she talks so much she can't keep track of what she says.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I talked a lot, and I usually remember if I said something like my memory's not working. But I don't know. She's just, just drives me crazy.
Okay.
Dorinda has also given me a little bit of pause this year, too. I think because she does have a problem and she won't admit it. So.
She does, but I still love her. And I almost kind of love her more now because you're watching her struggle. You're watching her go through this, and it'll be interesting to see at the reunion if she says, okay, now seeing it back, now seeing this in my face, and almost every episode, she's drunk and fighting. And, that will she now say, you know what, okay, we'll see. Like kind of how Sonia did. Sonia took control after a couple seasons. And she was like, okay, you guys, I'm not going to drink around you because you keep saying this. Like, that's all Dorinda has to do is don't drink when you're filming. And then we won't have any of that sort of, because there were a lot of reports of Sonia being wasted out there and pictures and stuff, but it wasn't when they were filming. So it was like, So I think Dorinda's still in there. She's going through it. I think she's...
The thing I don't understand is, why is she like this? I mean, her husband's been gone for a while. She has John. You saw her having lunch with John.
But she's not thrilled about that. I think she is lonely. I think especially her daughter moved out a couple years ago. So these last couple of years, I think she's very lonely. And I think she really wants what she had with her husband, and that's not John. So... Yeah.
Well, we don't know. We don't know how she was with her other husband.
I think they were very close. And she's...
So that's what she says, so who knows?
But that's all that matters, because she's the one looking for the match. So as long as if that's what she thinks, then that's it.
I guess. I just, I would think if she doesn't do something at the reunion and having looked back on the whole season and what happened and doesn't do anything, then,
Well, she wouldn't be the first alcoholic to deny that she has a problem. So, it is what it is, but...
But you would think somebody, enough close people to her, by now would be saying something to her, including her daughter, unless she doesn't watch the show.
Right. Yeah.
It just, it would be sad for her, too. Because, we've all drank too much, but when you're constantly mean and nasty... Last night on Andy Cohen's, he had Sonia and...
yeah, I saw that.
Did you see that? And they were talking about... What's the fella that...
Michael Rappaport.
Yeah. He knows everything about these housewives.
Oh, he's written the book. Yeah.
Oh, has he really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh,
yeah.
Oh, my God.
He has a podcast. Yeah.
I have to listen to it. But he even was disappointed in Dorinda in her meanness. So,
Totally. Maybe
she'll hear about some of this more, and it's not just from the people she's dealing with on on the show.
Yeah, maybe I don't think anyone excuses the behavior, but, it's up to her. I mean, she's a grown woman, and she's got to figure it out, so.
Yeah.
Okay, so favorite moment in the history of Housewives?
Boy, that was I'm telling you. I mean, think of how many seasons. I think it was, something like 105 seasons on Beverly Hills or episodes or something.
Yeah.
I mean, oh, Lord. I think that the trip to London with Dorinda and Carol was one
that
I always remembered. It was good. It was heartfelt, the two of them sharing. I really enjoyed that, and it was just nice to see. For once, they were really
supporting
each other, and the bonding over their husbands and that kind of thing. So that was probably my favorite.
Yeah.
One, because I mean, honestly, trying to look back and figure what is in my mind. I only think of the bad things. I can't think of.
Well, that's okay. If it's your favorite.
What was yours?
Mine is the Teresa flipping the table.
Oh,
but here's why, and people need to go back and watch it.
Oh, not too long ago.
Because if you look to the side, Caroline Manzo, who's one of my favorite of all time, she's sitting on the side of the table laughing hysterically through the whole thing. And it's like, once I saw that, I watched it over and over and over again to watch Caroline laughing because it was so funny. And Caroline's not fazed at all, right? I mean, she was not fazed. She's just laughing. And I was like, yeah, that was the drama between Teresa and Danielle, whatever. Now they're friends and whatever. But it was I just remember that whole, like, it was this horrible thing. And there's Caroline just laughing hysterically.
She's probably used to it.
Exactly.
So, every Thanksgiving.
Right. So it just cracked me up. So that's always my... I just go back to that for good times.
That was probably the first shows I saw on Housewives.
Okay.
Yeah, and to me that's one of the worst.
Oh, so funny.
I never. All I could see is her, that face of hers, the horrible face, and the flipping, and you couldn't get the first time.
Yeah,
it was
it's so funny. Oh, it's so funny.
It's crazy.
Okay, so I've got a few here. So if you could bring back a former housewife that's left the show, who would it be?
Well, I think Jill. Like everybody says, I like Jill and I like Heather.
I liked Heather. She's on my list.
Yeah. Jill and Heather seem to be the two that came to my mind coming back.
Caroline Manzo is, of course, I would love to have her come back, and I just wish her show would come back because I just miss the family.
Yeah, I don't want to see her deal with those people, but
I kind of do.
But I love the show.
Yes,
the show would be great. And
the
boys, and and I love to see her with the granddaughter.
Oh, the granddaughter's the most adorable thing. She's so
I
cute.
haven't seen it.
They post videos every day on Instagram, and she's so cute.
Oh, I have to go on and look.
And my other was Yolanda. And I don't really want her to be on The Housewives, but I liked her enough that I'd like to see her again. Like, why doesn't her and her daughters have a show or something? But I did like Yolanda because she was that just kind of even-keeled. Again, she didn't take someone's crap. She wasn't going to lower herself, and...
Well, that right away just dismisses that she should be on any housewives show. I mean, she was civilized. She did not go back.
Yeah.
The same thing, but, I'd like to see, oh my God, thinking about Jill and Bethany when they had, that was sad. It was hard to imagine. But,
the other one that I have, which I know people hate, but there's a reason, is Gretchen on OC. I liked Gretchen again because she didn't take anyone's crap. She fought back. She, didn't stoop to anyone's levels of whatever. And I mean, I think she's still a Slade. I don't know. That's a whole different issue. But I think she could come back and really shake things up too. At least in OC, which needs it. My God.
Well, I'm just thinking when you said, were you talking about Heather Dubrow? Or Heather on New York.
Heather on New York.
Yeah, I was saying that too. But then when you were talking about Gretchen, I was thinking, Heather
Dubrow. I really do miss her.
Is too much class also.
Yeah. I just wish she were here so I could see more of her house. Like, every time she posts a picture, I'm looking around at the house to, feel like, what do you got there? What do you got there?
I know, that's the worst part is none of us get to see the house. That was the mansion, I should say, the castle.
The shack.
Oh my God, that's I bet she's got a gate we won't even be able to see. We have to go on an airplane or helicopter and look down.
Get a drone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so those are just our insightful questions so everyone knows where we stand now, right? I didn't have any others.
Oh, storylines. I had the storyline. I had something for a storyline as well. And it was their trips, Beverly Hills trips to Hong Kong and to Dubai. I loved the Dubai one. It was so classy. It was so opulent. I thought that was really cool. And them riding the camels and the whole thing. I thought that was And I think they pretty much got along. Didn't they get along?
Yeah, see, that's where I get, I like the vacations where it all goes wrong.
No.
Like this Colombia trip.
Anxiety goes crazy when these things go, like the sweat on the boat.
Oh, this Colombia trip was just heaven for me. It was like 4 weeks of just nonstop horror. It was fantastic. And then we leave with poop smears on the floor, and Luann literally shit the bed. The Countess! That's gold! You can't...
I know. I have to say that was hysterical. That really was hysterical.
God.
And they're still talking about it, which was even funnier.
Yeah.
They just had their first hard bowel.
Some of them, and some of them still, but let's talk about the Sonia diaper theory.
Oh, I love that.
No.
I have said for a long time, it's time to do that.
No. When she says, it's one thing if you've had whatever, food poisoning, all that, and you have to get on a plane. I can understand that. Not really, because there is a plane there, but for the accidents, I can get it. But when she actually says, when you're on the jitney going out to the Hamptons, and I don't want to get up and go to the bathroom, she'd rather sit in it, in a diaper, than get up and go to the bathroom. That's not acceptable. That's just not acceptable.
Why
not? That's not acceptable for a normal functioning human being, adult woman, to just say, I don't want to use that bathroom. I'd rather sit in my own? No. That makes no sense whatsoever. I'm sorry.
Did you see Michael Rappaport?
Yeah.
When she was talking about that?
It's ridiculous.
I thought he was going to die.
It's ridiculous. And then she wants people to pay $32,000 for her house? And again, she's talking about, and then all the poops that comes up.
You can't find class.
Oh my God, yeah. Oh, it was just, she's insane. She's absolutely insane. Oh
God. That was funny.
That
was really funny.
Yeah, I mean, some of the trips have been horrors and then some are good. And it just depends on who they are. But like Potomac, I don't think is, they just went to Cannes. That was kind of boring.
They went to the other one too. There was a place in, where was that? Out in West Virginia? It was, remember that?
Yeah. It was Pennsylvania, yeah.
Or Pennsylvania, yes,
yeah.
Pennsylvania. I thought that was interesting. It was boring probably too.
It was kind of boring. Honestly, with Potomac, I like them right now because they're like at this phase where they aren't like super famous just yet. Like they aren't worried about themselves so much just yet. So we're still in like that nice little honeymoon period thing that, the drama is still like, but honestly, I will put Karen Huger in the Vicky bucket. Like those two to me are the worst because the way Karen behaves, the way she won't answer anything.
Okay. Well, this is where I differ again. I don't know what this is, but honestly, it's nobody's business where she lives or how she spends her money. So I can understand if she's going through a tough time with her husband and she doesn't want to talk about it, people should respect that. She does not have to talk about it. She should say that,
but she's not even saying that. She keeps saying, no. She says over and over again, you just leave my marriage alone. We're fine. We're good. We're perfect. He loves me. I love him. We're the best. We're the best it's ever been. That's all she keeps saying. But what you're saying is she should say, I'm going through a rough time and it's none of your business and just leave it be.
She has.
No.
In one way or another, she has said that, and then it was none of their business. And the fact, even her husband told, what was his name?
Michael, yeah.
Was none of his business. And yet, he still made it his business coming over and blah, 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 blah. I think these people, I don't know why they think they have to know everything about everybody.
Well, first off, you're on a reality show. The point of you being on the show...
reality without getting that personal.
No, there's not. There's nothing else to her. There's nothing else to her.
She's making perfume.
No, she's not. And she set up a fake charity where people wrote checks to her business, not to the charity. I would have never given money.
Well, that's,
like
that again is, if that's what she's doing, it's illegal. So, that can't be something they put on TV.
But they did put it on TV.
I'm not saying that she's perfect, but I'm saying that there's certain parts that I think people ought to just mind their own business. There's no reason for somebody to badger her on. I think leave it alone. Move on. Find something else to talk about.
No, because I get it. I don't like people who try to have an air about themselves that is false. And that's exactly what Karen does.
Yes,
she doesn't live in that house.
Most of us know that, but we don't go and hammer people.
Yeah, I would if they're behaving that way. I mean, look at Robin. She's been upfront about all of their financial problems. They live in a townhouse. There's nothing wrong with that. You and I know, being from that area, how much that townhouse cost.
Yeah.
And yet, Karen can't admit that they live possibly in a townhouse or an apartment somewhere. She has to behave like she's...
world. She comes from the Bill Gates of Washington.
But she came from a farm. I mean,
I know. We know the people that have new money and the people that have old money. And she's one of those that's just taking it another step. But, how old is she anyway? Do you know?
No, I don't know. And you'll never get her to tell you. Again, I just don't like that type of person who is unwilling to be honest.
And I'm not saying I love her, but I hate the fact that these people just will not leave it alone.
I thought the scene where the three of them went to the house to deliver the pizza was one of the best things I've seen in a long time.
Robin could have passed easily. Nobody would have ever known that was her.
That's right.
Good job on that one.
And here's the thing no one was picking up. They have a Ring doorbell on that thing.
I saw that. Yep.
So for Karen to pretend afterwards to be like, oh, we didn't get a pizza, the thing is you would look at your video and you would see someone there and whatever. So it's like, so she's not living in that house. She's not living there. We should have Nikki go over there. And she's closer to Great Falls. We should have her go over there and see if someone's there.
I think we'll probably find out something at the reunion, don't you think?
No, she's going to sit there and deny.
Well, something happened because she was all upset and crying really hard.
Yeah, whatever. I don't care. I really don't care. I really don't. I haven't liked her from the beginning. So, since we're on Potomac, Ashley and Michael, I believe, are still together.
She needs to move on.
I know.
I don't understand. He makes me ill. He is such a nasty person.
Oh, see, I don't mind him.
The things he has said about her mother, and I understand not wanting to support her.
Yeah.
But then accusing, he just wants a pretty girl.
Yeah, he doesn't want a kid. And it's not even that she's pretty, which she is. I love her. She's so beautiful.
Yeah.
I think he likes to have fun. I think I don't know his history with his other kids and all that. But when they got together, that's what they did. They partied. Remember how they were always doing this fun stuff. And
no, see, I think I picked it up with just this season.
Okay.
I didn't go back. I thought, I don't care.
He's a very typical Australian. So it was like when him and Ashley showed up anywhere, they showed up with their own beer. They stayed all night. They drank all night. They had a blast. And he knows that having a kid, that's gone. And I wish he would just say to her, I don't want to do it. I mean, she already extended the prenup. So he can just say this to her and he doesn't have to pay out. I mean, I don't know why he just won't tell her.
I hope she gets her act together and just leaves, because I think he's an ugly man. Ugly, in and out.
I don't mind him. I just don't think they should be together.
I feel bad for her that she hasn't caught on, but...
I don't mind...
What do you think of Candace? The princess.
I don't even think I can talk about her. Hopefully she'll be gone. I mean, that marriage, if they make it to a wedding... She will be divorced very quickly, unfortunately. Yeah. My favorite on that show is Robin by far. I love Robin.
I bet it's Giselle because she's not my favorite.
I like Giselle, but Robin I think she's one of those that from the till the end I'll probably back her up all the time. I really like her.
She's down to earth.
Yeah.
You know,
and gorgeous and has great style and just doesn't need to play anything unless provoked, so.
Yeah, Giselle, I think it's just, I don't know, she won't ever mind her own business, and she's always talking. I just don't like her.
I don't mind her. And again, so pretty.
Yeah, she is pretty. Most of them all are pretty. Who else is here? Monique.
Yeah. I kind of like Monique. They're having their baby now. She's pregnant.
She's pretty.
She's very pretty. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like her. It looks like next week they're going to get into that thing where people were saying she was drinking too much and all that, and that makes me sad.
Well, but that husband of hers, I can understand why. He is a little bit, got her under the thumb.
But I think it was kind of like, Robin was talking about it and, Charisse was talking about it. I think when you're with a professional athlete, that's what you have to understand. And when they retire, it's got to be just maddening. So, but she seems like she's willing to. I think she wants to have these other things, but she also knows that according to them, she has a role to play. And, if she's willing to do it, that's her choice,
Yeah, but why was she drinking? She might not be as happy as you think.
I don't know that, first off, she's tiny. So,
yeah.
A couple drinks for her probably is a limit. And she claims she was tired and, I think there's a lot of moms who drink every day. There just are. It's just it is. It's a thing.
I don't know how you could. And my kids.
You have a nanny. She had a nanny. So,
I did not drink in the daytime, so I can't tell you. What's the other gal's name? Charisse?
Yeah, Charisse, yeah.
Yeah, she's, I don't know about her.
She wasn't a full-time member this year, so we've seen more of her in the previous season.
I haven't seen too much about her.
So I think Potomac's good. I think it's worth it. I think it's fun, and it's not, I just do. I enjoy it a lot. Like every week.
At the places sometimes where they go, and I'm writing down restaurants and stuff.
Yeah.
No way to go. Yeah, and I love Great Falls anyway. It's just so pretty out there with all the.
Well, that's just where Karen lives. No one else lives in Virginia.
Oh, I know, but Potomac and all. Oh. It's all the same thing, so you see all of that. So it's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't have much to say about OC either because it is pretty boring, in my opinion. And, I mean, I guess we could talk about the Vicky Kelly thing. I'm obviously never going to be Team Vicky.
She never, ever gets it.
She doesn't get it.
Here she just went and had this big apology for opening her mouth and doing the wrong thing with Tamara and Eddie. And then...
It's insincere, though. She doesn't get it. It's insincere.
Oh, yeah. She's just doing what she has to do to get everything back and they can whoop it up. She says, whoop it up one more time. Just scream. I just want to scream. I mean, I don't know who in their right mind wants to whoop it up all the time like she does. Children.
Again, she has nothing. Like, that's most of these women, when you get down to it, they have nothing going on. And especially the more miserable ones.
Yes.
I mean, she has, Brianna's now in, like, South Carolina or North Carolina or whatever. Michael doesn't allow her to be in his life outside of taking the business on. The poor Steve, she doesn't want to be with him.
What is the matter with him? He is such a nice guy.
I don't know. And she could care less about him, but she just wants to be with someone. Yeah. So, yeah, so it was interesting because it was just like this whole thing where Kelly's saying, you just didn't tell me, that she just doesn't get it. Like, so when that man that Kelly is dating shows up, and Vicky goes, I don't understand, she's just complaining because, whatever, was that Michael as well? Because he's dating someone.
Yeah, Michael.
And here she is dating someone, and I'm like, she's not upset that Michael's dating anyone. That's not why she's angry.
That's not at all. She's upset with her. She doesn't get it because you went out and double dated with her.
And didn't tell her. All you had to do was call and say, hey, they met at this barbecue of mine and they want to go to dinner. And we are going. And I'm sorry if that sucks. Now if Kelly had turned around and said, don't, and maybe Kelly would have, then Vicky really has a decision to make. Who's the bigger, better friend that she wants to hang out to?
Says the girl code is you don't date, you don't go out on dates with your ex with another husband or wife. I mean, it just doesn't make sense to do that. But, it all depends, like you said.
But here's the weird thing, is now Vicky is throwing the other chick under the bus saying, I adhered to girl code because that friend of mine asked me not to tell Kelly. Why would that woman care? You know what I mean?
I thought it was Michael that told her not to say anything.
Well, in this last one, she was saying that it was the friend that asked her. But now Kelly is saying that this is a friend of Kelly's as well.
Yeah.
So, again, girl code hierarchy. If your friend is saying not to tell the other friend and their friends, you have to go tell the person who's going to end up getting hurt. That's how you have to equate it.
Everybody knows she's wrong except her. And
she will never admit it.
It's the same as every other issue that's ever come up.
Right.
That she has never gotten it.
And here's the problem I have now is Tamara and Shannon, for whatever reason, want to stay friends with her. They're shutting up through the whole thing. Like, they were sitting at that dinner and they weren't giving any sort of opinion. And it's like, do you guys really need to be friends with her? I don't understand why you can't voice your opinion. I was so happy when that Gina girl just laid into it and was like saying
I thought, oh, you poor thing, you don't know what's coming.
I think she can handle herself. She'll be just fine. So.
Oh, but I could just see it as she kept going. I was going, oh, you should be
love it. Love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, these two new girls, Emily and Gina, are just as boring as the rest so far. Like, again, I don't know when this season is.
The drama was going to be with Gina. I thought that was going to bring it because of the husband coming home and, maybe not getting along with everybody. But he's out of the picture completely now, so.
Right. And I think that happened during filming because, like, he's not in the opening credits. Like, they don't, so he was never going to be seen. It was very strange to me, though, too, how she described moving here thinking that the commute was going to be better.
Well, they were in the county together, though. He didn't commute in the beginning. So they were, everything was fine. And then he got this job in L.A. and he
okay. So why didn't they move to L.A.? Like, again, I don't understand. The kids are below school age. Come here.
I don't know, but the moment she was talking about it, it all sounded fishy to me, and I thought he must have a girlfriend in L.A. That's why he doesn't come home.
Well, there's a lot of people who do that sort of thing, especially around here because traffic is so bad.
The other thing was that she said that they were having trouble where they come from? New York?
Long Island, yeah.
Long Island. They were having problems there, so they moved out here and tried to solve the problems, and she thought everything was going to work out, and then he got this other job.
Well, again,
can't fix it.
You can, you just have to be willing to make those changes. Again, either moving closer to work or taking a job that's closer to home, whichever the case is. I mean, I understand that not everyone can do that. I mean, there are a lot of people who, John works with here who live in Orange County and they commute every day. It's not easy and they go on a weird schedule, so they come in at 5 a.m. or whatever, but it's, if he works in Hollywood, quote unquote, now those hours are different. They don't get started until usually 10 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, you're not gonna.
That he did. I don't remember what she
I
said.
think she said something about like financial or something. So again, I don't know what he does, but it just seems strange.
There's something else. There's something more to it, I think.
Well, again, not my problem, but she so far is still just as boring. But I think it's all of them. Like, oh, let's go work out and let's meet for lunch. Like, that's all they have going on. I just don't know how to spice them up. Even their fights, I don't even, because I don't like most of them. So when they fight, I don't care. I'm just like, you're stupid. Go away. Like, the only one I like is Shannon. That's the only one I care what happens to her.
What do you think of this whole business she's trying to start up with?
Oh, I saw her on QVC. I saw her selling the food on QVC.
You think?
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't appeal to me because it's all like fish and, I'm a vegetarian, so it was fish and shrimp and, but it looks like it's like really...
What's the name of the company?
Oh gosh, I don't remember.
I have to look it up.
Yeah.
I saw her when they were testing it, and I wasn't sure how it looked at the time. It
looks like any sort of that kind of food, really. I mean, it looked a little bit fancier, but, I think she did well that day when I was watching, but she looks great now. Even
she lost all her weight?
I don't know that she's lost all of it, but she just posted some videos yesterday, and I was just like, holy moly, she looks great. So she's really working hard, and she's dating someone.
No.
Yeah, she's got like they were just in New York or Europe or something together, and
you're kidding.
Yeah, so she is dating someone.
Good for her.
Yeah, so we'll see. I hope it works because she's not really good at when things don't work. But
well, she shouldn't just jump into the very first person after all these years.
She's probably that kind of person though that she will.
Needs to enjoy herself and not get tied up.
Yeah.
Lose all of the money that she's getting paid from David.
I hope she is.
I hope she's getting that paid him.
What else do you have?
All on
OC? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's go to the favorite of New York. I think I talked most about it, but...
I know. New York, the boat trip, we talked about that.
The boat trip.
Ramona's house.
Oh, yeah. So, none of that surprises me. First off, when you see the before pictures, the fact that she lived in that house for this long is so gross. So... has she ever had taste? I don't think so, and most people know that. I mean, who expects Ramona to have any taste?
Apartment redone. Remember, she had somebody decorate it. It came out really nice.
And I think she was trying to do the same thing. It looks
awful.
It looks fine to me because I'm a minimalist, and so it was all just kind of straight lines and block colors, and so for me, I could live there. Is that a Hamptons home? Is that anything that, people expect when you walk in the doors of that house? No.
Just as Luann said, it was cold looking, it wasn't inviting, it wasn't welcoming, it wasn't
It's
comfy.
Ramona.
But she, it missed the mark.
It did. It just proves further where so many of these people think they know what they're doing, or they think they have all this money. If she had all this money, she would have had someone do it for her. So again, is she planning on, like Sonia said last night on Watch What Happens, is she planning on just selling it? Is this just to,
Oh, yeah. It looks like it's being ready to sell.
Right. So
maybe. A long time she's had that house, though.
Who redoes a house and just paints it white? All of it. That's just strange.
Well, white is fine. But you have to have all the accent colors to go with it to give it some life. She had the light. She had the sofas and the carpets. And $1,000 for a carpet that,
Yeah. Well, because then you go on the other side and look at Bethany's new apartment. And that was to die for.
Unbelievable.
Oh. I just couldn't. I couldn't. All the pipes and everything being black. Oh, I don't care about the closet.
I loved Florida.
I loved all the black pipes and the bar
That's
and
the coolest thing. Oh, yeah.
oh my gosh, that's money. That's what money and hiring someone will get you.
Yeah. Well, she has some taste of her own because
Yeah.
kind of her clothes that she's been buying lately and wearing has really been nice.
Yeah.
I have to give that to her.
Yeah.
What else? Yeah, we talked about Sonia's
Sonia,
house.
the house, the poop. Oh, but then
and like she's trying to explain, people just have to live with the poop.
right, it's just in the winter it comes from here, and in the spring it comes from here, and you just do it. And give me 32,000.
I can't believe her.
Yeah.
She's so clueless.
Oh my
so
God.
Clueless.
Oh, but then where she's talking about now she's dating this Mr. TV person. And she has the nerve to say, I don't blab about my relationships. Seriously? That's all you do is blab about sex and relationships 24 hours a day.
She doesn't tell who it is. That's what she's not blabbing about. She makes up
When
names.
have we never... She says, oh, Frenchie. We knew who Frenchie was. We saw him.
We knew him.
I think this is someone who...
And she said she's known him and been with him since her divorce.
Divorce, yeah.
Well, hasn't she been divorced for 10 years?
So I don't think this is her choice. I think he's saying, don't tell anyone who I am.
Please don't tell anybody.
Because you'll see next week when she's doing the cabaret with Luann.
Oh my God.
And her dress comes off. Have you seen the video online? She takes the dress, like you see her, she goes around her back and undoes the dress, and then it flies up. She goes, oh, and then like covers herself up. She did it on purpose, trying to make it look like it was an accident.
How could she do that to Luann?
Like she cares. She brings her shoes to Ramona's event.
Again, I don't know why Luann asked her to be in it.
Well, so here's the other stuff I heard. So Countess, she brought her show here to LA for a night or a weekend. And the people here were saying she was probably on stage out of the 2-hour show, something like 15 minutes total, because it's Countess and friends. So all these friends come on and perform, and every time she comes out, she's in a different outfit. And she does a couple minutes worth, and then she leaves, and the friends come back and perform. She has no talent. She knows it, so she utilized that. And
are her friends talented?
I think so. I think she had good, like, decent people on. So, other than Sonia.
Well, she's got a lot of better legal bills to pay, so I'm sure that's what.
Well, and you know her children are suing her.
Yes, definitely.
They should. She shouldn't have taken their money. She shouldn't.
I'm telling you, you and I cannot agree on anything that has any kind of...
She got a divorce. In the divorce, it said if you sell your house, the money gets split between the husband and the children. That she was to not get any of the money. She kept it. She's in violation of her divorce agreement. So, yeah, if I were the kids, I'd say, give me that money.
Well, hopefully she's reviewing that with a lawyer and just have her back, because I don't think she should be giving it back. Well, that was her.
No, she got the Hamptons, and she got whatever else she got, and that was the agreement, was for the kids to get it. So, But I wrote down the other thing with Carol that annoyed me was, and you and I had talked about it before in this whole back and forth with her and Bethany, and how I've been saying that she's been more mean when she's doing her testimonials about Bethany instead of saying it to her face. And last night was another thing that was completely out of the blue, where we're watching her and Adam, and and then she's talking about how they're friends, and in her testimonial, and she sits there and goes, I don't crash and burn my relationships unlike some people. And it's like, that was completely unnecessary. And that's where I've just lost it for Carol, because it's just like, so you have the nerve to say that, and yet it was out of the blue. It didn't really need to be said. But,
I think
it was just mean.
The funny thing about this, and Michael Rappaport said this that he thought she didn't fight as hard for the relationship. Well, I think she didn't want the relationship anymore. Right. Why does everybody have to fight for a relationship? I'm done with you. I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying not to be argumentative. I'm not texting you. Why can't anybody get the picture that she just doesn't want the friendship
That
anymore?
She needs to see it, say it. That's part of the problem we're having with her is, again, she won't say, oh, you found your voice. No, you haven't found your voice.
Bethany's feelings, so she can't.
But you're hurting it worse by just being mean and treating her like junk.
Being mean. I think that was mean what she said last night. I agree that was kind of mean what she said. But when she was talking to Bethany, I don't think there was anything mean that she said to her. She was on the.
But that's the point, is that she has consistently been mean behind her back, and that's worse. That's all that people are saying.
Funny, the friendship. Until I think she's over it, but I think up until that point she was still I'm so upset.
Yeah, she was upset because it's a weird thing to have happen, and you can't get an answer as to why it happened.
Well, I think Bethany, whether you think so or not, she could be nasty and mean and a bully, and so we don't know where along the way, maybe on one of these trips or something was said, and who knows. That she just crossed the line with her, and she just...
Carol would bring it up, though.
I don't think she'd talk about it.
They brought up everything, and there's no reason that Carol wouldn't back herself up. Because no one, you've seen already that the majority are on Bethany's side. They did a poll last night.
I don't understand. I do not understand. Everybody's always on Bethany's side no matter what. Why?
Because she's
always been the big bully in that show.
She's never been a bully.
No. She's a bully.
No.
She's a bully.
No. She says what she thinks. That's not being a bully.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So she says what she thinks about each person, and that's not being a bully.
No.
How many people that I don't like you, I don't like what you stand for, I don't like what you wear, blah, 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 whatever it is.
Right.
You think that's a bully?
No.
Really? What's the definition of a bully then? When
you're bullying someone into behaving a different way. She never is saying that. She's just saying you suck.
You can have your definition of a bully, but there's many versions.
You're on the opposite side of the majority of people. So
I know. I'm an Aquarius and she's a Scorpio. So what does that tell you?
I don't know.
Complete opposite.
So the main thing is
married to a Scorpio.
I didn't write a thing about Tinsley, so that explains how I think about her.
Oh, well, Tinsley didn't have too much to say this time, except that she finally had she didn't even have, did she have a normal bowel?
I don't know. I tuned her out.
Carol was talking, and I think that's about all that was said about her, so I didn't really come up with too much about that at all.
I have no real interest in her. Oh, I like that she had to point out that she claims she graduated from Columbia. I need to look that up because I'll have to look that up.
I looked at her Wikipedia. I had no idea that she comes from a well-known family in Richmond.
Yeah.
Yep. Rich family in Richmond, and married very well.
The Mortimers.
Well.
Yeah.
No idea about who these people were until I went on and found out who they all are.
Oh, yeah, I did. And I've known Tinsley for years because she was one of those socialites in New York, like around Gossip Girl time. And, there were rumors that maybe she was, like, kind of...
Gonna join?
No, she was one of the people that those characters were based off of in New York and stuff. And, things like that. Really? So it was a weird, like, again, don't quote me on that. But, so she was in that scene, but... I love her mom. I wish her mom were on more. Except when they cry over the eggs. That was unnecessary. So,
Well.
Yeah. So we'll see. We've got one more episode, which is the cabaret, which looks explosive, and then we'll have a fun reunion. I can't wait. I'm gonna miss it so much. I hate when New York is off.
I know, it's true. It seems like it takes forever for them to... So, would that mean that Beverly Hills will come back?
No, because that just ended, so that should be a while. So, I would think New Jersey And Atlanta should be coming. Oh, well, Dallas is coming back, right? Like next week or something.
Yeah.
So. Which
Yeah,
those women are so boring. They got to step it up too. Because I was so bored last season.
Waste my time. I got enough to watch without seeing that. God knows.
Yeah, so much.
What else? Oh. Yeah. Oh, the one thing I gotta mention was what they were wearing last night at that.
The Cosmo party?
Yes.
Yes.
I love Dorinda's jumpsuit.
Yes. Wow.
And what a body she has. My goodness. She looked great. And the sequin black dresses and the other gals wearing, Bethany was wearing one, and I think that's when Ramona attacked her.
Oh, no, that's next week's episode.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah. But, no, Dorinda was wearing the thing to Carol's party, yes. And Carol was wearing that shirt that looked like it was made out of paper.
Yeah, that's all mixed up. Right.
Yeah, and Tinsley wore pigtails because she's my age, and that's what we do. Because I guess if you're told to wear athleisure wear, that's what I think. Yes, let me wear pigtails.
Well, if you were, I don't know what the word is, the cutesy type, which is what she is. She thinks she's
22 is the problem.
Don't think she's in that cutesy kind of thing that she has to put kind of things on.
Right.
And she wears that stuff well, though.
No.
Yeah.
I feel like most of her clothes are styled in a fashion that I wore 15 years ago.
Yeah.
She's a little bit behind, which is strange because back then she looked great. And now she just hasn't caught up. With the money and everything she has, she could look.
Oh, I think she looks cute. I like the way
I guess I just have a problem with someone her age looking cute. You know, it's like
she's not over the hill.
No, but it's just you don't need to look like you're trying to be 21. Like that's silly.
It's not that she's closer to 21 than she is 41, isn't she?
No, she is my age. She is 41.
She is not.
Yes, she is.
Oh, then obviously she's done well.
Done well. She's work
done well
done.
in convincing me she is.
Oh, yeah. See, that's the point. Yeah.
She looks like she's in her 20s.
No.
Oh my God, how did I not know that?
I don't know.
She looks very young.
That's why she had her eggs frozen and all of that, because...
Speaking of age, Ramona, 61. Have you ever seen a body and a face? Oh my God.
I'm not huge on her body, but yeah, I will always give her props that she looks amazing.
She showed her rear end and her legs in one of the party episodes or something. I mean, it looked like a 20-year-old. I mean, God, she
gets a lot of stuff done, but I will give it to her. She looks better than, I mean, even watching her, I'm so glad she got her hair cut. She looks fantastic with the haircut. But at that party, not the picture, because the picture is obviously airbrushed, but at the party, just looking at her, I'm like, I would easily think she's 42, if not younger.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
She really...
I gotta check out her makeup. I have got to see one.
I don't think it's even out. I mean, that's the point of Bethany not going to the party, was that it's fake. So at that time, it was kind of just, here are my bottles, and we're going to be doing this, and not, here's my line, and you can buy it now. It was just this weird type of party.
Why is it that Bethany has to be so judgmental with people?
Well, first off, she doesn't like Ramona, and neither do I. And it's not about being judgmental. It's about being real. Why go and act like you celebrate someone when you don't like them? Like, that's just stupid. And you think that it's...
she doesn't show up for something like that, but when she's with her, she's giving her hugs and hello and all that, so why doesn't she just...
I don't think Bethany would if she didn't have to. I mean, again, that's what we find with most of these cities, right? Most of these people are not really friends. Atlanta, they are, which is kind of I love Atlanta because they're just more real in their lives and stuff than the others. But none of these women are actually friends when they're not filming.
So, you don't know?
No, I don't. Well, I think that's a good start.
Yes, easy to talk about.
Yes. Yeah. So we'll get through probably. Let's get through the next few weeks with the reunions and stuff, and then we can come back in and see where it all blew up to and check it out.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the reunion should be good.
Yeah, it looks like Potomac is pretty explosive, and then we know the week after next New York sets in, and so we'll see. So Luann didn't go to the reunion, because she checked back into rehab.
That's right. Have you found out any reason why?
I think there is video out there of her being drunk, but she also settled her case, I believe. Don't quote me on it, but I think she's something like she has to give up drinking for a year.
Really?
Is part of her deal, so maybe she needed to go do that to jumpstart it. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. So
hard to imagine they could tell you that, such a thing.
Yeah. The only problem I have with Luann not being there is that I think she would have been a backup for Bethany, because I think people are going to rail on Bethany. So.
Oh, why? Is it because she's a bully?
No. Because people don't like her.
Because she's a bully?
No. Because they're idiots, and they're jealous of her.
I don't think that's true.
I think that's true.
They all have liked her at different times, but she always ends up getting mad and getting upset with people, so.
I'm not saying she's an easy person. I'm sure she's not.
No.
But
no.
I like her, and that's all there is to it.
That's because you're not personally a friend of hers.
No, but I think I could be. I'm more like her than the others, so, that's... Anyway. Yes, I agree. That's for sure. But anyway, we'll talk about it after the reunions and figure it
out. Well, this was fun. I thank you for inviting me.
Yes, thank you so much for doing it. And
my pleasure.
We will do it again soon.
Yes, absolutely. I would be honored to come back.
Thank you.
All right, I'll talk to you later.
Okay, bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.